Sue was my librarian friend and colleague before she became my supervisor, but one of her first directions as my supervisor was for me to apply for iLead, a leadership institute for library workers. The application process involved finding a group of like-minded library workers and applying as a team. Then, once accepted, the team would be paired with a mentor to help guide us as we work to complete a technology-oriented library project of our choosing. This was one of those things I would never have done for myself, but because it was one of those other duties as assigned, I managed to complete the application process and get accepted into the 9-month program. My team wanted to create a series of online learning modules to promote personal empowerment through digital literacy. Growing up, work was work and home was home. You did the work part so you could go home and live your real life, and this always made sense to me before iLead. Don't get me wrong, I loved my job. I adored working in the library, but I had always maintained a separation there. Don't get too attached. Don't fall in love with your work. Don't make it too important to your sense of self. Part of this mentality was a product of my depression. I have lived with depression all my life, and when your brain lies to you often enough, you sometimes can't help but believe it. One of the lies my depression made me believe was that nothing I did could matter. As a result, I couldn't afford to invest too much in myself. Nothing I could do would ever measure up to what I thought it should. So, what was the point? Over the course of my involvement with iLead, I was constantly in contact with people in the library world who I admired. Sue, my supervisor, mentor, and friend who believed in me. Jane, my team's mentor, who was consistently positive and supportive of our efforts. The workshop presenters and the leadership within the program itself. And my wonderful team members and all the other participants too. Everyone was from different libraries and positions, but all wanted a common goal: to do work that made a difference. And not only were these people amazing, they accepted me as part of the group. I had people wanting to work with me and learn what I had to say. I had people who I looked up to telling me that what I did was worthy and important. For many of these people, librarianship was a way of life. Sure, it was also a career, but in this enclave at least, the values of librarianship were embraced and internalized. Work wasn't work. Work was a means to an end. This end was the real life. When you spend your life convinced nothing you do could ever matter, and people you admire and believe in tell you the opposite often enough, you start to question yourself. Maybe I had been wrong all along. Maybe it was time for me to embrace a different point of view. Maybe it was possible for me to make a difference after all. When you spend your life struggling to find meaning, there's nothing more affirming than realizing that the meaning has been there all along. In large part for me, that meaning is promoting freedom and advocating for free and equitable access to information and learning, both as a librarian and as a person. But, even larger than that, that meaning is being intentional about how I touch the lives of others. We can all make a difference if we are willing to work for it. Sometimes you need other people to show you the way. I only hope I can pay it forward.